English 10 presents The Tragedy of Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare. Pre-AP English 10 presents The Tragedy of Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare.
The scene being done now is going to be the assassination scene. The actors will be Tessa Ratliff as Cinna, Chelsea Sanders as Casca, Melanie as Brutus, Greg as Cassius, Jason Countryman as Decius, Jason Reeves as Caesar, and me, Courtney, as Metellus.
Yeah.
Metellus Cimber let him go and presently prefer his suit to Caesar.
What's he doing? Wait. Okay.
Whereas Metellus Cimber let him go and presently prefer his suit to Caesar.
He is addressed, press, near, and second him.
Casca, you are the first that rears your hand.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, and most pious in Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws before thy seat in humble heart.
I must prevent these, Cimber. These couching and low courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men and turn preordinance of first degree into law of children. Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood that will be thawed from true quality with that which melteth fools. I mean sweet words, low crooked courtesies, and base spawning fawning. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I shall spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own, than to sound sweetly in great Caesar's ear, for repelling of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, Caesar, but not in flattery, desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar. Caesar, pardon. As low to thy feet doth Cassius fall to beg. Enfranchise me for Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I were as you. If I could pray to be moved, prayers would move me. But I am constant as a northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there's no fellow in this firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks. They are all fire, and every one doth shine. But there's but one in all that doth hold his place. So in the world 'tis furnished well with men, and men are flesh and blood, and apprehensive. Yet the number I do know but one, that unassailable holds on his rank, unshaped of motion. And that I am he. Let me show it, even in this, that I was constant. Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep himself.
Oh, Caesar.
Hence, will thou lift up Olympus?
Great Caesar.
Doth not Brutus bootless nil?
Speak hands for me.
Yeah.
Freedom! Tyranny is dead! Let it proclaim, cry it out about the streets.
Some to the common pulpits cry out, freedom, liberty, and enfranchisement. We're done.
Now, guys.
is a modern parody of the assassination scene. And it's Aubrey Farmer is Metellus and Decius. Stephanie Harmon is Cinna. Allison Dragony is Brutus. Sarah Hooker is Cassius. Tiffany Coven is Casca. And me, Morgan Curtis, I'm Caesar.
Starts over here.
Okay.
Sorry. I am sick of salads. Somebody has got to talk to Caesar and do away with her and her dressings. Who's gonna do it?
Dear, you were supposed to talk to Caesar, so hurry up and present your complaint.
No.
You were the first to raise your hamburger.
It's not a hamburger, stupid. It's fries.
What is now amiss that Caesar and her Senate must redress?
Most high, most gracious, most ununderstandable Caesar, Decius Cimber throws her seat at thy humble heart.
I must prevent thee, Cimber. These crouchings and lowly courtesies might buy the blood of ordinary women, and turn preordinance and first decree into the law of children. Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood, that will be thought from its true quality, with that which melteth fools. I mean, sweet words, low crooked courtesies, and base spaniel fawning. Thy pie by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for it, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will she be satisfied.
Is there no more worthy man to throw themselves at our feet for the repeal of banished hamburgers, fries, and ice cream?
I kiss thy hand, Caesar, but not in flattery. I kiss thy feet because I love thy shoes, desiring thee that Andy's been pie may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What? Brutus? Pardon, Caesar. Caesar, pardon. As low as thy Birkenstocks does Cassius fall, to beg French fries for our dinner.
I could be well moved if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and all-resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks, and all are fire, and all does shine. But there is but one in all that holds her place. So in the world, 'tis furnished well with men, and men are flesh and blood and apprehensive. Yet in the number I do know but one, that unassailable holds her place, unshaked of motion, and that I am she. Let me a little show it even in this. Thy Greece is banished, and constant do remain to keep it so.
What?
Will thou lift up McDonald's?
Oh, Caesar!
Did not Brutus in white shoes after Labor Day kneel?
That is the last straw in my ginseng tea.
No, not junk food. A two-route? Then arteries clog.
Freedom! Salad is dead. Hints, run through the streets.
Run to the mall to proclaim liberty, freedom, and French fries for everyone.
Senators, do not be afraid. Vegetarianism's debt is paid. Now, let's eat.
This is a modern parody of the funeral scene from Act 3, Scene 2. We have Ben Dillon playing Mark Anthony, Jeff Harmio playing Brutus, Sarah Lincoln playing Judge Judy, Quinn Bradley playing the bailiff, and I'm Jennifer Parsons, and I'm playing the announcer and the cheerleader.
I'll rise for the Honorable Judge Judy.
We will now hear the case of the people versus Marcus Brutus.
The defendant, Marcus Brutus, will argue the morality of the death of Julius Caesar against the people represented by Marcus Antonius.
Now we will hold Brutus speak. Bailiff, please bring forth the evidence for all to see.
People of the court, I am here to tell you that I know many of you were friends of Caesar. And I'm here to tell you I was his friend too. Now I know you're thinking, yeah, you're his friend, and why'd you kill him? I'm here to tell you that it's not that I love Caesar less, that I love Rome more. Caesar was a great man, but he was far too power hungry to be a good leader. Now, who here thinks that what I have done is wrong?
No.
Would you rather have a power-hungry tyrant ruling over all you? You live as slaves for the rest of your lives and die?
Nope.
Or would you rather live as free men?
Yeah.
Now, who here thinks that what I have done is wrong?
No, Brutus, we love you! Brutus! Brutus! We love you, Brutus! We
Order! No one says here, Brutus. Now please calm down and proceed.
Good. Agree. Here's Caesar's body. Over here. And, yeah, I admit that I killed him. But when the day comes that it's better for my country for me to die, I, too, will kill myself.
Oh no, Brutus, we love you! Live, Brutus, live! We love you, Brutus!
Order! Silence! Let Brutus finish.
Okay. Now that I've made my point, I'll sit down and let my good friend Anthony here speak, because he's as honorable man as any, even though all you guys really need the truth.
Now we will hear the prosecution, Marcus Antonius.
We love Brutus! Boo, Anthony!
Now, the court will hear Marcus speak.
Your Honor, members of the jury, people of the court, you all know that I was Caesar's friend. But if Brutus says he was power hungry, then he was, because Brutus is a man.
Yeah, Brutus, yeah.
What about how I was offered the crown 3 times?
What?
When I was offered the crown.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, do you remember that we offered Caesar the crown 3 times, and he refused it 3 times? Now, does this seem like the actions of a power-hungry man? I don't think so. But if Brutus says so, it has to be right, because Brutus is a man.
What? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's right. Anthony, Anthony, we love you, Anthony.
Order! Anthony, you have brought forth you have earned the highest respect.
What about my will?
What?
What about my will?
Oh.
I think he fell asleep.
I have here as evidence B Caesar's will. Do you guys want to hear what Caesar said in his last will and testament?
Yeah. Yes, you're so right. We love you, Anthony. Oh yeah.
Well, Caesar gave it all to you. Everything. He donated his organs and all. But if it sounds power hungry, it's got to be right, because Brutus is the man.
No! Boo, Brutus! Boo! 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 We love Anthony.
Was Caesar a power hungry man? No. Did Caesar love you? Yes.
Yes.
That's why these conspirators have to pay.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Resolve this out. I now call this case closed.
Yay!
Cheerleader.
Thank you.
Get up, boy.
This is Act 4, Scene 1, scene where Antony, Lepidus, and Octavius are planning their war against Brutus and Cassius. Octavius is played by Boston Hatch, Lepidus is played by me, Amy Lee, and Antony is played by Justin Day.
Give this list to the hitman. They will die.
Put your brother on the list, too.
He will also die.
Do you care, Lepidus? Grant your permission, sir.
Yes, I will write him down. Lepidus, call the limo and find the will at Caesar's.
With your permission, Antony, if my brother must be killed, then your nephew must also die.
He's an I will write him down. Lepidus, go.
Will you be here when I return?
Either here at the capital.
He is an inferior man, meant to be sent on errands.
But you listened to him and agreed he should be murdered.
Octavius, I am older than you, and I know more than you, and we give Lepidus these privileges to make our job easier.
Do whatever you want, but he is a good fighter.
So is my bodyguard. Lepidus has to be trained and given ideas because he cannot come up with his own. Quick, we need to make plans because Brutus and Cassius and Russia is in a rampage.
There are Russian spies storming this premises, and we can trust no one.
This means war!
Not Brutus, bootless nil?
Speak hands for me.
Yeah.
Freedom! Tyranny is dead! Let it proclaim, cry it out about the streets.
Some to the common pulpits cry out, freedom, liberty, and then French.
I, most gracious, most ununderstandable Caesar, Decius Cimber throws her seat at thy humble heart.
I must prevent these, Cimber. These crouchings and lowly courtesies might buy the blood of ordinary women and turn preordinance and first decree into the law of children. Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood that will be thought from its true quality with that which melted fools. I mean, sweet words, low crooked curtain.
Would you rather have a power-hungry tyrant ruling over all you? You live as slaves for the rest of your lives and die?
Nope.
Or would you rather live as free men?
Yeah.
Now who here thinks that what I have done is wrong?
Make your boasting true, and prove that you are a better soldier, and it will make me happy because I will be glad to hear such an omen.
I didn't say that I was a better soldier. I said an older soldier. You are putting words in my mouth.
I do not care what it was that you said.
When Caesar was alive, he never irritated me as much as you.
But you do not bug him as you bug me.
I bug you?
No.
I do not. What? I didn't bug him.
For your life, you did not.
Don't think my love for you is unconditional, for I may do something that I will regret later.
You'll be sorry. You do not scare me because I know that I am right and you are wrong. You asked me to send money. I asked you to send me money for my soldiers, but it was never sent. Also, your soldiers have been wrong by taking bribes from the people. When I grow greedy, I will not take from my friends, unlike others who will soon be punished.
I did not deny you.
You did too.
I did not. I was a fool, Brutus. You broke my heart. A friend should be nice, unlike you, because you make yourself look better than me.
I didn't until you made it look that way.
A friend shouldn't care if I had faults.
A suck-up wouldn't, but it would be not hard to because there are so many of them.
Many can revenge upon me, like Anthony and young Octavius. I am hated by one of my brothers, bullied by the other, and all of my faults observed, memorized by all to tell me many times again. Take my dagger, and here is my breast. If you want to strike me now, as you did Caesar,
Take away your dagger. Throw a fit if you want, because when you dishonor it will be nothing new to you. You yourself, Cassius, show yourself very angry.
if I live, will you always laugh at me when a good mood amuses you?
When I said that, I was in a bad mood.
You have told me so much. Why don't you tell me more? Give me your hand.
And I will give you my heart.
Oh, Brutus.
What is the matter?
Don't hate me for my forgetfulness that my mother gave me.
I understand that you take after your mother, so I will leave you alone.
Oh.
She loves your she like well for the
Mr. Nash will do it with a lot. Right. Now, as soon as all the players come in, would one of you shut that door so we don't get that noise from the hall? Okay. Okay. Shh. Chris, back.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Back. Mr. Nash, you tell me when you want to start.
Pre-AP English 10 doing The Tragedy of Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare. Thanks.
Alright, we're going to be doing Act 5, Scene 1. And, let's see, Amanda in there. It's going to be Antony. Jennifer is Octavius. Felicia out there is Cassius. Sean out there is Brutus. And I'm a messenger, Messala, and Lucilius.
Mark Antony, our hopes are answered. You said the enemy will not come down but keep the hills and upper regions. It proves not so. Their battles are at hand. They mean to warn us at Philippi here, answering before we do demand of them. I am in their bosoms, and I know wherefore they do it. They would not be content to visit other places and come down with fearful bravery, thinking by this face to fasten in our thoughts that they have courage, but 'tis not so.
Generals, prepare you. The enemy comes on in a gallant show. Their bloody sign of battle is hung out, and something to be done immediately.
Octavius, lead your battle softly on upon the left hand of the even field. Upon the right hand I, keep thou to the left.
Why do you cross me in this exegesis?
I do not cross you, but I will do so.
They stand and would have parley.
Stand fast, Cincinius. We must out and talk.
Mark Antony, shall we give signs of battle?
No, Caesar. We will answer on their charge. Make forth. The generals would have some words.
Stir not into
Words
the signal.
before blows, countrymen.
Not that we love words better as you do.
Good words are better than bad strokes, Octavius.
In your bad words, Brutus, you give good. In your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words. Witness the hole you made in Caesar's heart, crying, "Long live Hail Caesar."
Antony, the posture of your blows are yet unknown, but for your words, they rob the Hyblodes and leave them honeyless.
Not stingless.
Oh
too.
yes, and soundless too, for you have stolen their bosom, Antony, and very wisely threat before you sting.
Villains, you did not so when your vile daggers hacked the sides of hacked one another in the sides of Caesar. You showed your teeth like apes and bound like Hans. You bowed like bondmen, kissing Caesar's feet, whilst damned Casca, like a cur behind, struck Caesar on the neck. Oh, you flatterers.
Flatterers! Now, Brutus, thank yourself. This tongue hath not offended so today, if Cassius might have ruled.
Come, the cause. If arguing makes us sweat, the proof of it will turn to redder drops. Look, I draw a sword against conspirators. When think you that the sword goes up again? Never. Till Caesar's 33 wounds be well avenged, or till another Caesar have added slaughter to the sword of traitors.
Caesar, thou canst not die by traitors' hands unless thou bringest them with thee.
So I hope. I was not born to die of Brutus's sword.
Oh, if thou wert the noblest of thy straying young men, thou couldst die more honorable.
A peevish schoolboy, worthless of such honor, joined with a masker and a reveler.
Old Cassius,
still. Come, Antony, away. Defiance, traitors, hurl we in your teeth. If you dare fight today, come to the field. If not, when you have stomachs.
Why, now blow wind, swell billow, and swim bark. The storm is up, and all is on the hazard.
Oh, Lucius, hark, a word with you.
What says my lord?
Messala,
Yes, my general?
Messala, this is my birthday, as this very day was Cassius born. Give me thy hand, Messala. Be thou my witness, that against my will, as Pompey was, am I compelled to set upon one battle all our liberties. You know that I held Epicurus strong, and his opinion. Now I change my mind, and partly credit things that do presage. Coming from Sardis, on our former ensign, 2 mighty eagles fell, and there they perched, gorging and feeding from our soldiers' hands, who to Philippi here consorted us. This morning they are fled away and gone, and in their stead stood ravens, crows, and kites. As we were sickly prey, their shadows seem a canopy most fatal, under which our army lies, ready to give up the ghost.
Believe not so.
I but believe it partly, for I am fresh of spirit, and resolved to meet all perils very constantly.
It is so, Lucius.
Now, most noble Brutus, the gods stand friendly, that we may, lovers in peace, lead on our days to age. But since the affairs of men rest still, uncertain, let's reason with the worst that may befall. If we do lose this battle, then this is the very last time we shall speak together. What are you then determined to do?
Even by the rule of that philosophy by which I did blame Cato for the death which he did give himself. I know not how, but I do find it cowardly and vile, for fear of what might fall. So to prevent the time of life, arming myself with patience to say the providence of some high powers that govern us below.
Then, if we lose this battle, are you contented to be led in triumph through the streets of Rome?
No, Cassius, no. Think not, thou noble Roman, that ever Brutus will go bound to Rome. He bears too great a mind, but this same day must end the work that the Ides of March begun. And whether we shall meet again, I know not. Therefore our everlasting farewell take. Farewell, farewell, and forever, Cassius. If we do meet again, why then we shall smile. If we don't, why then we shall... why then this parting was well made.
Forever and farewell, Brutus. If we do meet again, we'll smile indeed. If not, 'tis true, this parting was well made.
Why then, lead on! Oh, that a man should know that the end of this day's business ere it come, but it suffice that the day will end, and then the end is known. Come, ho, away.
All right.
Okay, we're doing in the beginning.
Put that lamp on the other side so you can see.
Okay, we're doing Act 2, Scene 1 after the conspirators leave, and I'm playing Brutus and Robin's playing Portia.
Brutus, my sweet pea.
What in the world are you doing up this early? It's cold outside. It's not healthy for you to be up this early.
It's not healthy for you either. Tonight you got out of bed, and yesterday at supper you got up and left the table. You looked worried. When I asked you what was wrong, you said nothing. I asked you again and you scratched your head. I insisted that you tell me, but you didn't. Then, with the waiver of your hand, you told me to leave, so I did. Whatever is bugging you is keeping you from eating and sleeping.
I just don't feel good, and that's all.
Brutus, you're a smart guy, and if you were sick, you'd be in bed taking care of yourself.
Don't worry about me, Portia. Just go to bed.
Brutus, if you're so sick, then why are you up walking around so darn early? It's cold and damp outside. Bringing that colder will make you even sicker. Brutus, I know you, and you have something on your mind. Because I'm your wife, you should respect me enough to tell me what's wrong.
Don't worry yourself, Portia.
Tell me, Brutus, I'm your wife. Can't you tell me your secrets?
You are my wife, as dear to me as the blood in my sad heart.
If this is true, then I should know your secret. I'm a woman and your wife. Tell me your secrets, and I will keep them quiet. To show my true love, I will stab myself in the thigh.
Good Lord! Oh, someone's at the door. Someone's at the door. Portia, go to bed, and in a while I will come and reveal the secrets of my heart. Leave now. Okay, that's it.
4. Come on, let's go. 4.
I know his nuts kicks it. Crap, no, I do.
Pocket knives and swords. What? Pocket knives and
It's a water sword. We're gonna do the assassination scene, but it's in modern times, but with original script. And Brutus is played by Leah, Caesar's by Brad. I'm Casca, Matt is Cassius, Kara is Cinna.
What is now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most mighty must be saying, Caesar, until it's simple.
No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear than the repelling of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, but not for flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What? Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar, Caesar, pardon. As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall, to beg enfranchisement of Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks, they are all fire, and every one doth shine. But there is but one that in all that doth hold his place, so in the world. 'Tis furnished well with men, and men are flesh and blood, and apprehensive. Yet in the number I do know but one that unassailable holds on his rank, unshaked of motion, and that I am he. Let me a little show it even in this, that I was constant. Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
Oh, scene again. I'm Caesar, Lori is Cassius, Karen is Brutus, Megan is Casca and Artemidorus, Nick is Decius and the Soothsayer, and Kelly is Popilius and Metellus. The Ides of March are come.
Aye, Caesar, but not gone.
Hail,
Where the Ides of March?
Hail Caesar, read this schedule. Read it first, for mine touches a suit near Caesar's heart. Read it, great Caesar.
What touches ourselves shall be last served.
Delay not, Caesar. Read it instantly.
What, is this fellow mad?
Sir, our good place.
What urge you your petitions in the street? Come to the capital.
I wish your enterprise today may thrive.
What enterprise, Popilius?
Fare you well.
What said Popilius Lemma? He wished today our enterprise might thrive. I fear our purpose is discovered.
Look how he makes to Caesar. Mark him.
Casca, be sudden, for we fear prevention. Brutus, what shall be done? If this be known, Cassius or Caesar never shall turn back, for I will slay myself.
Cassius, be constant. Popilius Lena speaks not of our purposes. For look, he smiles, and Caesar doth not change.
Brutus, it is time, for Mark Antony has been drawn out of the way.
Where is Metellus Cimber? Let him go, and presently prefer a suit to Caesar. He is addressed. Press near and second him.
I shall be the first that rears my hand.
Are we ready? What now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, most powerful Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws before they see the humble heart.
I must prevent thee, Cimber, these couchings and these lowly courtesies. I mean sweet words, low crooked curtsies, and base spaniel fawning. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar does not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repelling of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, Caesar, but not in flattery.
What?
That
Brutus?
Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
Pardon, Caesar, Caesar, pardon. As low as thy foot doth Cassius fall to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved, if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am as constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. I do know but one that unassailable holds on his rank, unshaked of motion, and that I am he. Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
O Caesar, hence wilt thou lift up Olympus?
Great Caesar.
Doth not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak hands for me.
street.
Where is Antony?
Fled to his house amazed. So here we are, Caesar's friends that have abridged his time of fearing death. Stoop, Romans, stoop, and let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood, up to the elbows, and besmear our swords. Then we will walk forth in the marketplace, and waving our red weapons over our heads, let's cry peace, freedom, and liberty.
Stoop then and wash. How many ages hence shall this our lofty scene be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown?
How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport, that now on Pompey's basis lies along no worthier than that the dust?
So oft as that shall be, so often shall the not of us be called the men that gave the country liberty.
What, shall we forth?
Aye, every man away, Brutus shall lead, and we will grace the hills with the most boldest and best hearts of Rome.
What?
Okay. Stand there, please.
Okay, ask Joanna in the costume real quick.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Charlie's
I'm also going to do close-ups, so just...
Oh,
Caesar.
Which one?
Not yet.
Hey! This is really Why didn't Michelle? I mean, good. God, how long is it? Every word of this. What? Did you say?
So we still taking. They're all getting up. We still taking.
We thank you for being such a good audience. It's always more fun to do theater with an audience, and you were a very good audience. Are you ready?
Pre-English 10 players proudly present The Tragedy of Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare.
I'm Jordan Martinez. I'm doing Brutus soliloquy, and I'm Brutus. It must be by his death, and for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at him. But for the general, he would be crowned. How that might change his nature, there's the question. It is a bright day that brings forth the adder, and that craves wary walking. Crown him that, and then I grant we put a sting in him, that at his will he may do danger with. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. And to speak truth of Caesar, I have not known when his affection swayed more than his reason. But 'tis a common proof that loneliness is young ambition's ladder, whereto the climber upward turns his face. He then, but when he once attains the utmost round, he then unto the ladder turns his back, looks in the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend. So Caesar may, lest he may, prevent. And since the poor will bear no color for the thing he is, fashion it thus, that what he is augmented will run to these and these extremities. And therefore think him as a serpent's egg, which hatched would as his kind grow mischievous, and kill him in the shell.
We are doing Portia and Brutus' love scene. I'm Laura Pace, and I'm going to be Portia. Jacob Roethlisberger is going to be Brutus. Sarah Kinsey is Caius, and Kyle Richardson is Lucius.
lord.
Portia, what mean ye? Wherefore rise you not? It is not for your health in this weak condition that you come.
Nor for yours neither. You have ungently, Brutus, stole from my bed. Sorry.
Restart.
I totally just started the wrong line. Okay. Nope, that's not it either. Okay, at supper, you suddenly arose and walked about with your arms across, musing and sighing. And when I asked you what the matter was, you looked at me ungently and stamped your foot. When I persisted, you gave a wafture of your hand, signing me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen that which is bothering you. I am not doing this right. I am so sorry. Can I hold this? Is that okay? Okay, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm totally messing this up.
It's okay.
Okay. Yet I insisted, yet you answered not, but with a waft of your hand gave sign for me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen the impatience which seemed to be so enkindled, and withal hoping it was but an effective humor that sometime hath his hour with every man. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep, and could it take so much to your shape, as it hath much to your condition, I should not know you, Brutus. Please make me acquainted with your grief.
I'm not well in health, that is all.
Is Brutus sick? And is it physical to walk about in the dank humors of the morning? What, is Brutus sick? And should he arise from his wholesome bed and come and not do something? That's what I'm going to do. Sarah, my mind is I'm not going to play because I am so nervous. Okay. And dare the contagion of the night and tempt the roomy and frigid air to add to his sickness? No, my Brutus, you have some sick offense of the mind. And by my right and virtue of my place, I ought to know of, and upon my knees I charm you, by my once commended beauty, by all your vows of love, the great vow which did incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me yourself, your half, and why you are heavy, and what men tonight have had resort to you. For here, some 6 or 7, who have hid their faces from even the darkness.
So do I, Portia. Now go to bed.
I should not need, if you were gentle, Brutus, within the bond of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it accepted that I should know no secrets that appertain to you, and I yourself, but as it were in sort or limitation to keep with you at meals and comfort your bed, and talk to you sometimes, if it is no more? Do I dwell in the suburbs of your good pleasure? Be it no more than I am Brutus' wife, not his Brutus harlot, not his wife.
Kneel not, gentle Portia.
If this were true, I should know no secret. Grant I am a woman, but withal, I am a woman, Brutus took to wife. Grant I am a woman, but withal, a woman well reputed, Cato's daughter. Think you I am no stronger than my sex, being so fathered and so husband? Tell me your counsels. I will not. Can I read it? I will not disclose them. I have given myself a strong constancy, giving myself a voluntary wound. Here, in the thigh. I can bear that with patience, but not my husband's secrets.
O ye gods, render me worthy of this noble wife. Hark, hark, someone knocks. Portia, go in a while. By and by the bosom shall partake the secrets of my heart. All managements I will construe to thee, and thy bosom will know. Leave me now. Lucius, who's this who knocks?
It is the sick woman that was speaking.
Caius Ligaris, what Metellus spoke of. Boys, stand aside. Caius Ligaris, speak now.
Elise, why don't you go to the hall and get some water? Just stay out in the hall for a while and drink some water, okay?
I am not sick, but if it is bad, my bloody head and the go.
Oh, what a time you have chosen now to wear your chief. Would you were not sick. Such an exploit have I in hand, Ligaris. give you a beautiful ear to hear of it.
By all the gods that Romans battle for, I hear this cry from my sickness. Souls of Rome, brave son, I derive from the noble loin. Yes, I know. Thou like an exorcist. Now I know thou Jesus. Thou like an exorcist hast conjured up. What? I'm so sorry. This is so bad. She's awful. Okay. My mortified spirit. Can I just what? Now bid me run with all the I am this rider, strive with the impossible. Ye with the better of them. Yea, I know, ye with the better of them. What's with them?
A piece of work that will make sick men whole.
But with sick men. But aren't some men whole that we must make sick?
That must we also.
And
What is my cause, Caius? I shall unfold to thee as we are going, to whom it must be done.
Set on your foot, and with an inspired heart you will go, and I will follow you.
Go, follow me now.
Oh, you should take
Yeah,
it back?
she's dripping blood and she doesn't want to.
Can someone get me my tissue off my desk?
Who's the next
Dana, did you stop it? Okay.
Okay, we're performing Act 2, Scene 2 of Julius Caesar, and Elise is Decius, Laura is Caesar, Erin is Calpurnia, and I am the servant. And this is the scene of Calpurnia's dream and Decius's persuasion.
Nor heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice hath Calpurnia in her sleep cried out, Help, ho, they murder Caesar. Who's within? My lord. Go bid the priest do present sacrifice, and bring me their opinions of success. I will, my lord. What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today. Caesar shall go forth. The things that threaten me never look but on my back, and when they shall see the face of Caesar, they are banished. Caesar, I never stir on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There is one within, besides the things that we have seen and heard, will come its most horrid sight seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets, graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. God, yielded up their dead. Fierce fiery warriors fought upon the clouds, in ranks and squadrons in bright foam of war. The blood drizzled upon the Capitol. The noise of the battle did hurtled up in the air. Horses did neigh and dying men did groan. Ghosts did shriek and squeal upon the streets. Oh, Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them. What can be purposed? What can be avoided? Whose ends are purposed by the gods? These predictions are to me as in general as to the world. When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes. Cowards die many times before their death. The valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the things that I have yet heard, it seems to be most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. What say the augurers?
They would not have you to stir forth today. Plucking the entrails of an offering forth, they could not find a heart within the beast.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice. Caesar should be a beast without a heart, if he should stay home today in fear. No, Caesar shall not. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. Caesar shall go forth today.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you at home and not your own. We will send Mark Antony to the Senate House, and he will say that you are not well today. Let me upon my knee prevail in this.
Mark Antony shall say that I am not well, and for thy humor I will stay at home today. Here's Decius Brutus. He shall tell them so.
Caesar, all hell, worthy
most worthy, I come to fetch thee to the Senate house. And you have come in happy time to bear my greetings to the senators, and tell them that I will not come today. Cannot is false, and that I dare not, falser. I will not come today. Tell them so, Theseus. Give me some, most mighty Caesar, give me some cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so. The cause is in my will. I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the senators. But for your private satisfaction, and because I love you, I will let you know. Calpurnia here, my wife, has been taking me at home. She dreamt last night. She saw my statue, which, like a fountain with 100 spouts, did run pure blood, and many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe these hands in them. And for these she applied evils, imminent, portents, and warnings, and on her knee hath bade me to stay at home today. This dream is all a misinterpreted. This is a vision fair and fortunate. Your statue sprouting blood from many pipes, in which many Romans bathe, signifies that from you a great Rome shall set reviving blood, that great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and compromise. And this by Calpurnia's dream is meant. And this you have well expounded it, so? I have, and you have heard what I can say. To know now that the Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to most mighty Caesar. If you shall send them word you will not come, this may change their mind. Besides, to be mocked, up to be rendered, someone might say, break up the Senate till another day, when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. If Caesar shall hide himself, should they not whisper, lo, Caesar is afraid. Pardon me, my Caesar, my dear, dear love. Your proceedings are with me, and my reason is love. Well, how foolish your dreams seem now, Calpurnia. I'm ashamed I did yield to them. Give me my robe, for I shall go. And that's it.
Oh, America.
Waving now?
No.
Peace.
You ready? Okay.
You got me. There you go.
Peace.
Still waving. Still waving.
And it says record. You see? Record.
Okay, and then Alan.
No, I'm just kidding. Pre-AP English 10 players present The Tragedy of Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare. I'm Alan McCord, and I'm playing the part of Marcus Brutus. All right. It must be by his death, and for my part, I have no personal cause to spurn him, but for the general. But he would be crowned, and how that might affect his nature, there's the question. It is the bright day that brings forth the adder, and that craves wary walking. Crown him that, and then I grant we put a sting in him, that at his own will he may do danger with. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power, and to speak truth of Caesar, I know not when his ambition swayed more than his reason. But 'tis a common proof, that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, whereto upward the climber turns his face. But when he once attains the utmost round, he then onto the ladder turns his back, looks in the clouds, and scorns the base degrees by which he did ascend. And so Caesar may, and lest he may, prevent. And so the quarrel will bear no color for what he is, fashion it thus, that what he is, augmented, would run to these and these extremities, and therefore think him as a serpent in the shell, which hatched what is his kind grow mischievous, and kill him in the shell.
We're doing the assassination of Caesar, and Michelle is going to be playing the part of Caesar. Corey will be Decius, Mindy will be Brutus, Amanda will be Cassia, Rachel will be Cassius, and Corey will be Metellus, and I am Cinna.
Where is Metellus' number?
Let him go, and presently prefer his suit to Caesar.
He is addressed. Press here and second him.
You are the first that raise your hand.
Are we all ready? What now is amiss that Caesar and his Senate must address?
Most high, most mighty, and most poisoned Caesar, the Tillsima throws before thy seat the hump.
I must prevent these, Cimber. These couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men and turn preordinance and first degree into the law of children. Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood that will be thawed from the true quality, that with which melteth fools. I mean sweet words, low crooked curtsies, and base spaniel fawning. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own? You sound more sweetly in great Caesar Lear than repealing of my banished brother.
I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal. What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar, Caesar, pardon. As low as to thy foot does Cassius fall to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved, if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am as constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks. They all are fire, and every one doth shine. But there is but one in all that hold his place. So in the world 'tis furnished well with men, and men are flesh and blood and apprehensive. Yet in the number I do not know but one, that unassailable holds on his rank, unshaken of motion, and that I am he. Let me a little show it, even in this, that I was constant. Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
O Caesar!
Great
Hands!
Caesar!
Wilt thou lift upon Olympus? Doth not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak hands for me.
Et tu, Brute? Then prove, Caesar.
Freedom, liberty, tyranny is dead. Blood, proclaim it about the streets.
Some to the common pulpits and cry out liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement.
People and senators, be not affrighted. Why not stand still? Ambition's debt is paid. See ya. Okay.
Bravo! Bravo! Players, take a bow. Take a bow. All together, take a bow. Bravo!
Oh, I got it on your face.
That's pretty gross.
Hi, I'm Chris Kleins, known as Marcus Anthony. Pardon me, that bleeding piece of earth. I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man ever lived in tight times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips. To beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. A curse shall fall upon the lights, the limbs of men. The mystic fury of fierce civil strife shall encumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall so be in use. And dreadful objects be so familiar that mothers will but smile when they behold their infants court with the hands of war, and pity choked as with custom of fell deeds. And Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge, with 8 by his side come hot from hell, shall in these confines, in a monarch's voice, cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war. At this foul deed shall be smell above the earth, with carrion men, Romans the bearers.
We will be satisfied.
This is Act 3,
Greece into Brutus's speech before Caesar's death. These are Amy's playing a plebeian, Jamie's a plebeian, Chris is a plebeian, and he's a plebeian, I'm a plebeian, and Emily is Brutus, Marcus Brutus, and Megan is Mark Antony.
We will be satisfied.
Let us be satisfied.
Audience, give me friends. Audience, give me friends. Cassius, go you into the street and part thy numbers. Those that will hear me speak, let them stay. Those that will hear Cassius, go with him. And public reasons shall be rendered of Caesar's death.
I will hear Brutus speak.
I will hear Cassius, and I will compare their reasons, when severally they are rendered.
Be silent to the last. Romans, countrymen, and lovers, hear me for my cause and be silent, that you may hear. Believe me in my honor, and have respect to mine honor, that you may believe. Censor me in your wisdom, and awake your senses, that you may the better judge. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, to him I say that Brutus's love was no less than his. If that friend demand why I rose against Brutus, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but I loved Rome more.
So why is
Had you rather Caesar were living to die all slaves, than that Caesar were dead to live all free men? As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. There are tears for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his valor, but death for his ambition. Who is here so base that would be a bondman? If any speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so rude that would be a Roman? If any speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so vile that would not be a Roman? If any speak, for him have I offended. I pause for a reply.
None, Brutus, none.
Then none have I offended. I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus. The question of his death is now enrolled in the Capitol. His glory is intentuated, wherein he was worthy, nor his offenses enforced, for which he suffered death. Here comes his body, mourned by Mark Antony, who, had no hand in his death, shall receive the benefit of his dying, a place in the commonwealth, as which you shall not. With this I depart, that, as I slew my best lover for the good of Rome, I have the same dagger for myself, when it shall please my country to need my death.
No, live.
Bring him with triumph unto his house.
Give him a statue with his ancestors.
Let him be Caesar.
Caesar's better part shall be crowned in Brutus.
No, countrymen, good countrymen, let me depart alone. Keep silence, Brutus speaks. Good countrymen, let me depart alone. Good countrymen. And for my sake, stay here with Mark Antony. Give grace to Caesar's corpse and grace his speech, tending to his glories, which Mark Antony, by our permission, is allowed to make. I do entreat you, not a man depart, save I alone, until Antony have spoke.
Stay and let's hear Antony.
Let him go up into the public chair. We'll hear him. Noble Antony, go up.
Please, let Antony speak. For Brutus' sake I am beholding to you.
What does he say, Brutus?
He says that for Brutus' sake he finds himself beholden to us.
Best he speak no harm of Brutus either.
Caesar was a tyrant.
Nay,
Oh,
that-
gentle Romans.
Peace hope.
Keep silence, Brutus speak. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil men do lives after them, and the good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it were a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, as are they all honorable men, come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me, but Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it comes back to me.
If it be found so, some will dear abide it.
If thou is right, Caesar has had great wrong.
Has he masters? I fear that worse will come after him.
Mark ye his words. He would not take the crown, therefore 'tis certain he was not ambitious.
If it be found the same, some will dear abide it.
Poor soul, his eyes are red with weeping.
Cassius is the noblest Roman of them all.
I don't need to go back up there and
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Say Hail Caesar real loud.
Hail Caesar!
Mr. Myers.
Okay.
Hi.
This is Caesar's assassination scene. This is Kyle Frazier. He's going to be Caesar. I'm Mike Meyer. I'm going to be Metallus. This is Jacob Childers. He's going to be Cassius. That's Jody Franklin. Who's going to be Casca.
No.
Cinna. Whoops. That's David. Who's going to be Cinna.
Casca.
You're Cinna?
Yes.
He's Cinna. He's Casca. That's Chris. He's going to be Decius, and that's Heidi. She's going to be Brutus. I already said that.
Okay.
Where is Metellus?
He is addressed. Press near and second him.
Casca, you're the first that rears your hand.
Are we all ready? What is amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar, Metellus throws before your seat a humble heart.
I must prevent thee. Oh, whoops. Keep going.
I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar. Desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom repeal.
I must prevent thee, Cimber. These couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men and turn pre-ordinance and first decree into the law of children. Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel thought or blood that will be thawed from true quality, which that with melteth fools. I mean sweet words, low crooked curtsies, and base manual fawning. Thy brother by decree is banished, and if thou band and pray and fawn for thee, I spur thee like the cur out of my way. No, Caesar, doubth nor wrong, nor without cause will be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own to speak more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother?
What, Brutus? Okay, go. What, Brutus? It's not me, it's not me.
Pardon, Caesar. Caesar pardon. As low as to thy foot did Cassius fall, begging enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I were as you, and I could pray to move if prayers would move me. But I am as constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality, of whose no fellow in the firmament. There are skies painted and numbered sparks, every one is fire, and all that doth... I'm starting that line over. They are all fire, and every one doth shine. So in this world, 'tis furnished well with men, yet in number there is but one. unassailable that holds its ranks, unshaked of motion, that I am he. Let me a little show it. Even in this I am constant. Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
O Caesar.
Hence, wilt thou lift up Olympus?
Great Caesar.
That's not us.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Whoa,
You
wait.
just say great Caesar.
I just say great Caesar.
Oh. Speak hymns for me!
Then all Caesar.
Liberty, freedom, tyranny is dead. Run hence, proclaim, cried about the streets.
Some to the common pulpits and cry out, liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement.
People and senators, be not affrighted. Lie not, stand still. Ambition's debt is paid. That's all.
Bravo!
Are we having an anachronism right here, guys?
Yeah, anachronism or
Yeah, it's
cowboy?
Cowboy. He's at our...
Okay, Lydia is playing Antony, Mark Antony. Anna is just playing a plebeian. Jenna is Brutus, and then we are all plebeians. And this is Trista, Ryan, and Sarah. Okay. We will be satisfied.
Let us be satisfied.
Then follow me and give me audience, friends. Cassius, you go into the other street and plot the numbers. Those that will hear me speak, let them stay here. Those that will follow Cassius, go with him. And public reason shall be rendered of Caesar's death. I will hear Brutus speak.
The noble Brutus is ascended, silent.
I will hear Cassius and compare their reasons.
Be patient till the last. Friends, Romans, and lovers, hear me for my cause and be silent that you may hear me. Awaken your senses that you may be the better judge. And if there is any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, I say to him that Brutus' love to Caesar was no less than his. And if that friend demand why the Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. Would you have it that Caesar were living and die all slaves, or have him dead to live all free men? As he loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. There are tears for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his valor, and death for his ambition. Who here is so base that would be a bondman? If any speak, for him I have offended. Who here is so rude that would not be a countryman? If any speak, for him I have offended. Who here is so vile that would not love his country? If any speak, for him I have offended. None, Brutus, none. Then none have I offended. The question of his death is enrolled in the Capitol, wherein his glories were extenuated nor his offences enforced, for which he suffered death. Here comes his body mourned by Mark Antony, though he had no hand in his death, shall receive the benefit of his dying, a place in the commonwealth, which of you shall not? With this I depart, that as I slew my best lover, I have the same dagger for myself when it shall please my country to need my death.
Live, Brutus, live!
My countrymen!
Peace. Brutus speaks.
I do entreat you, do not leave, and for my sake stay here with Antony. Do grace to Caesar's corpse, and grace his speech, tending to Caesar's glories. I do entreat you not a man to leave, save I, until Mark Antony have spoke.
Caesar's better parts shall be crowned in Brutus.
Give him statues with his ancestors.
Let him be Caesar.
We'll bring him with triumph. We'll bring him with triumph home unto his house.
Let him into the public chair. We'll hear him, noble Antony, go up.
For Brutus' sake, I am beholden to you. I will hear Antony speak and see what he can say.
What does he say of Brutus?
He says, for Brutus' sake, he finds us beholding to us all.
To your best you speak no harm of Brutus here.
Friends, are you gentle Romans?
He's so, and let him speak.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, Lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft entered with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men, come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me, but Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made a sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? But yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me, my heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me.
Methinks there is much reason in his saying.
If thou consider it rightly, Caesar has had great wrong.
Has he, masters? I fear there will worse come in his place.
If it be found so, some will dear abide it.
There's not a nobler man in Rome than Antony.
Poor soul, his eyes are red with weeping.
Mark ye his word, he would not take the crown. Therefore, 'tis certain, I was not ambitious. Or he was ambitious.
That's the end.
Yeah. Take a bow.
Bravo.